Hi, Chip. So today is the 27th of March. And it's a funny time at the moment because there's all this coronavirus things going on at the moment. It's happening all over the world. And basically, there's a virus that came from China a few months ago, and it's spread from one place to another to another. And now it's pretty much all over the place, and nobody's allowed to leave their houses at the moment, really, in England. I think in Japan it's a little bit better than here, but I think especially where you are, it seems to be okay right now. But in England, I'm not allowed to go into work anymore, and I'm only allowed to leave the house to go for a walk, like for exercise or for a run, and to get some food, and that's it. Otherwise, I'm not allowed to go out to the pub or go to gym or go to the shops just for general things. I can go to the supermarket and that's it. So it's very different. So I'm just trying to keep safe, and I'm thinking about you lots. We had fun with Animal Crossing the other day, which was good first time. That was a really nice moment. Hopefully going to speak to you tomorrow as well. So yes, I thought I'd carry on with the witches. So I'm thinking of you, and I'm praying. I'm really hopeful that everything's going well. I think you've been off school now for a month, and I wonder when it is you'll go back to school, and I wonder what you're doing, and I wonder, um, how you're spending your time. I sent you a magician thing before, and yeah, I don't get any information, but I always think about and wonder what you're doing, and wish I could help you. Okay, well, anyways, that's enough talking for the time being. I'm going to read, okay? Chapter 7. Okay, so Chapter 7 is called Formula 86 Delayed Action Mouse Maker. Children are revolting, screamed the Grand High Witch. We will wipe them away. We will scrub them off the face of the earth. We will flush them down the drain. Yes, yes, chanted the audience. Wipe them away, scrub them off the earth, flush them down the toilet. Children are filthy, foul and filthy, thundered the Grand High Witch. They are, chorused the English witches. They are foul and filthy. Children are dirty and stinky, screamed the Grand High Witch. Dirty and stinky, cried the audience, getting more and more worked up. Children are smelling of dog droppings, screeched the Grand High Witch. Pooh! You love to sort of say poo all the time. That's what our Animal Crossing character is called, and the island's called Poo Poo Island. Pooh! Cried the audience. Pooh, pooh, pooh! They are worse than dog droppings, screeched the Grand High Witch. Dog droppings smelling like violets and primroses compared with dog droppings is smelling like violets and primroses compared with children. Violets and primroses, chanted the audience. They were clapping and cheering almost every word spoken. Got an itchy nose. From the platform, the speaker seemed to have them completely under her spell. To talk about children is making me to talk about children is making me sick, screamed the Grand High Witch. I am feeling sick even thinking about them. Fetch me a basin. The Grand High Witch paused. Where are we? Paused and glared at the mass of eager faces in the audience. They waited, wanting more. So now, barked the Grand High Witch. So now, I have a plan. I am having a giganticus plan for getting rid of every single child in the whole of England. The witches gasped, they gaped, they turned, and gave each other ghoulish grins of excitement. Yes, thundered the Grand High Witch, we shall swish them and swallow them, and we shall make them disappear, every smelly little brat in England. One stroke. Whoopee! Cried the witches, clapping their hands. You are brilliant, O Grandness. You are fabulous. Shut up and listen, snapped the Grand High Witch. Listen very carefully, and let us not be having any muck-ups. The audience leaned forward, eager to learn how this magic was going to be performed. Each and every one of you, thundered the Grand High Witch, is going to go back to your hometowns immediately and resign from your jobs. Resign, give notice, retire. We will, they cried. We will resign from our jobs. And after you have resigned from your jobs, the Grand High Witch went on, each and every one of you will be going out and you will be buying. She paused. What will we be buying? They cried. Tell us, O brilliant one. What is it that we shall be buying? Sweet shops, shouted the Grand High Witch. Sweet shops, they cried. We are going to buy sweet shops. What a frumptuous wheeze. Each of you will be buying for herself a sweet shop. You will be buying the very best and most respectable sweet shops in England. We will, they answered. Their dreadful voices were like choruses of dentist drills, all grinding away together. I am wanting no twopenny, halfpenny, crummy little tobacco-selling newspaper sweet shops, shouted the Grand High Witch. I am wanting you to get only the very best sweet shops filled up high with piles and piles of luscious sweets and tasty chocks. The best, they cried. We shall buy the best sweets in town. You will be having no trouble in getting what you want, shouted the Grand High Witch, because you will be offering 4 times as much as the shop is worth, and nobody is refusing an offer like that. Money is not a problem to us witches, as you know very well. I have brought with me 6 trunks stuffed full of English banknotes, all new and crisp, and all of them, she added with a fiendish leer, all of them handmade. The witches in the audience grinned, appreciating the joke. At that point, one foolish witch got so excited at the possibilities presented by owning a sweet shop that she leapt to her feet and shouted, The children will come flocking to my shop, and I will feed them poisoned sweets and poisoned chocks, and wipe them all out like weasels. The room became suddenly silent. I saw the tiny body of the Grand High Witch stiffen and then go rigid with rage. Who spoke? She shrieked. It was you over there. The culprit sat down fast and covered her face with her clawed hands. You blithering bumpkin, screeched the Grand High Witch. You brainless bog vamper. Are you not realizing that if you are going around poisoning little children, you will be caught in 5 minutes flat? Never in my life am I hearing such a bolshvolopin suggestion coming from a witch. The entire audience cowered and shook. I'm quite sure they all thought, as I did, that the terrible white hot sparks were about to start flying again. Curiously enough, they didn't. If such a tom-fiddling idea is all you can be coming up with, thundered the Grand High Witch, then it is no wonder England is still swarming with rotten little children. There was another silence. The Grand High Witch glared at the witches in the audience. Do you not know, she shouted at them, that we witches are working only with magic? We know, your grandness, they all answered. Of course we know. The Grand High Witch grated her bony gloved hands against each other and cried, So each of you is owning a magnificent sweet shop. The next move is that all of you will be announcing in the window of your shop that on a certain day you will be having a great gala opening with free sweets and chocks to every child. That will bring them in, the greedy little brutes, cried the audience. They'll be fighting to get through the doors. Next, continued the Grand High Witch, you will prepare yourselves for this great gala opening by filling every choc and every sweet in your shop with my very latest and greatest magic formula. This is known as Formula 86 Delayed Action Mouse Maker. Delayed action mouse maker, they chanted. She's done it again. Her grandness has concocted another of her wondrous magic child killers. How do we make it, O brilliant one? Exercise patience, answered the Grand High Witch. First, I am explaining to you how my Formula 86 delayed action mouse maker is working. Listen carefully. We are listening, cried the audience, who were now jumping up and down in their chairs with excitement. Delayed action mouse maker is a green liquid, explained the Grand High Witch, and one droplet in each chalk or sweet will be quite enough. So here is what happens. Child eats chalk, which has its delayed action mouse maker liquid. Child goes home feeling fine. Child goes to bed still feeling fine. Child wakes up still in the morning okay. Child goes to school still feeling fine. Formula, you understand, is delayed action and is not working yet. We understand, oh brainy one, cried the audience, but when does it start working? It is starting working at exactly 9 o'clock when the child is arriving at school, shouted the witch. Look at that scary witch, Hugo, without the mask. The Grand High Witch shouted the Grand High Witch triumphant. Child arrives at school. Delayed action mouse maker immediately starts to work. Child starts to shrink. Child is starting to grow fur. Child is starting to grow tail. All is happening in precisely 26 seconds. After 26 seconds, child is not a child any longer. It is a mouse. And they're just going to turn them all into mice. A mouse, cried the witches. What a frumptuous thought. Classrooms will be swarming with mice, shouted the Grand High Witch. Chaos and pandemonium will be reigning in every school in England. Teachers will be hopping up and down. Women teachers will be standing on desks and holding up skirts and yelling, "Help, help, help!" They will, cried the audience. And what, shouted the Grand High Witch, is happening next in every school? Tell us, they cried. Tell us, O brainy one. The Grand High Witch stretched her stringy neck forward and grinned at the audience, showing 2 rows of pointed teeth slightly blue. She raised her voice louder than ever and shouted, "Mousetraps is coming out!" "Mousetraps!" cried the witches. "And cheese!" shouted the Grand High Witch. Teacher is rushing and running out and getting mousetraps and baiting them with cheese and putting them down all over school. Mice is nibbling cheese. Mousetraps is going off and all over school. Mousetraps is going snappity snap and mouse heads is rolling across the floor like marbles. All over England, in every school in England, noise of snapping mousetraps will be heard. At this point, the disgusting old Grand High Witch began to do a sort of witch's dance and up and down the platform, stamping her feet and clapping her hands. The entire audience joined in the clapping and the foot stamping. They were making such a tremendous racket that I thought surely Mr. Stringer would hear it and come banging at the door. But he didn't. Then, above all the noise, I heard the voice of the Grand High Witch screaming out some sort of awful, gloating song. "Down with the children, do them in, boil their bones and fry their skin. Bish them, squish them, bash them, mash them, break them, shake them, slash them, smash them. Offer chocks with magic powder. Say eat up, then say it louder. Cram them full of sticky eats. Send them home still guzzling sweets. And in the morning little fools go marching off to separate schools. A girl feels sick and goes all pale. She hails, 'Hey, look, I've grown a tail.' A boy who's standing next to her screams, 'Help, I think I'm growing fur.' Another shouts, 'We look like freaks. Their whiskers growing on our cheeks.' A boy whose was extremely tall cries out, 'What's wrong? I'm growing small.' For tiny legs begin to sprout from every children round about, and all at once in a trice there are no children, only mice." Oh, look, Hugo. dead mice on the floor. Quite no. In every school is mice galore, all running round the schoolroom floor, and all the poor demented teachers is yelling, "Hey! Who are these creatures?" They stand upon the desks and shout, "Get out, you filthy mice, get out! Will someone fetch some mouse traps, please? And don't forget to bring the cheese." The mouse traps come, and every trap goes snippy snip and snappy snap. The mouse traps have a powerful spring. The springs go crap and snap and ping. It's lovely noise for us to hear, is music to a witch's ear. Dead mice is every place around, piled 2 feet deep upon the ground, with teachers searching left and right, but not a single child in sight. The teachers cry, "What's going on? Oh, where have all the children gone?" It's 9:30, and as a rule they're never late as this for school. Poor teachers don't know what to do. Some sit and read, and just a few amuse themselves throughout the day by sweeping all the mice away. And all us witches shout, "Hooray!" And that's the end of the chapter. That's a bit of a horrible chapter, I think. Very depressing and very sad. Well, I hope you liked it, although it is a bit depressing, like I said. But it will get better, I think, when the little boy saves the day of his grandma, hopefully. Okay, well, I'm really crossing my fingers I get to speak to you tomorrow. I'm currently cooking chicken casserole, so I better go and sort that out. Yeah, just love you lots, and keep being a good boy for a car. We both love you very much, and yeah, just wish you all the best. Okay, I hope to see you soon. Bye.